Hello everyone, George Ramble Man here. Hope everybody is doing well. It is the Saturday after Christmas before New Year's, and we actually have a dry day here in North Georgia. It has been a rainy and cold December. In fact, it's been a rainy year. Atlanta's close to setting a record for the amount of annual rainfall. We normally get about 48, 49 inches a year. We're up around 65, and we're supposed to get more rain before the end of the year, so we could be headed for a record. Who knows? But I had a good Christmas. I hope you did too. And one of the really great gifts that I got from my son, thank you Ben, was a GoPro Hero 7 Black camera. And that's what you're seeing right now. This recording is being made on the Hero 7 Black, and this is the first time out on my motorcycle with it, so we'll just have to see how this goes. This is not the final mounting position I'm going to have for this camera. I want it mounted on the chin of my full face helmet. I've got an Arai Signet Q, really nice helmet, and I want to get it mounted on the chin. I think that's a much better view. Right now it's up on top of the helmet. You know, I had the hardware for, you know, just to put the little sticky mount on top of my helmet and clamp the camera onto it, and so I wanted to do that. And that's kind of a temporary thing, just to try the camera out. I think the view will be better, you know, eventually when I get it chin mounted, but I've got the hardware ordered for that. But anyway, I'm excited to use this camera. You know, one thing I'm not excited about is that big microphone adapter you have to use for these new Hero 7s. I don't know why they have that big adapter. I guess it has maybe something to do with the waterproof design of the camera. I'm not really sure, but I had to order that myself separately to plug this external microphone into. That came yesterday, and I've got it. I'm using the same microphone inside my helmet that I have plugged into my Sony Action Cam that I've been using the last couple of years. I just taped the adapter up on top of the helmet, plugged it into the GoPro, and then ran the jack for the microphone into the adapter. And again, this is kind of a temporary setup, but I don't think it's probably a bad view overall. I kind of tried to check it out before I left, and you know, I don't know what it's going to look like, but I guess we'll see at the same time. You know, I'm recording in 1080p 60 frames per second right now. This camera is capable of 4K videos, and I actually tried a 4K video just hanging onto the camera and walking around the house, and my computer just wouldn't handle the file. I guess the resolution's too high. My editing software wouldn't handle it. My computer wouldn't handle it, and it looks like the 4K is not going to be of much use unless I get a different computer or some type of different editing software, I guess, to handle those higher resolution videos. You know, I'm not sure on YouTube you could even tell a difference, to be honest with you. You know, if you're looking at a video on an iPad or a small computer, I'm not sure you're going to be able to tell much difference between 1080p and 4K, but I've got a 65-inch flat screen 4K TV that I bought new when I moved in my house a few months ago, and I was kind of anxious to see the 4K videos and what kind of quality the video was, you know, just to try it out. But I guess I probably won't be doing that unless I figure out this editing and handling these files. If anybody has any tips on that, let me know. And down in the comments, I'd be interested to see if you have done any 4K videos and what you have to do to handle those files. So I went ahead and left my Sony camera on the side mount, and I thought that this would be kind of a two-part vlog, you know, checking out the Hero 7 Black, but also, you know, maybe coming back home on the last part of the vlog, I'll stop and plug the microphone back into my Sony, and the last half of this vlog will be from my Sony Action Cam, and we'll just compare the video quality and the view of the two cameras in one vlog. That might be of some interest. You know, this is not intended to be a review of the Hero 7 because, you know, I just got it. I really haven't used it. I'll do a more detailed comparison maybe in the future of this Hero 7 Black as compared to this Sony Action Cam that I've got, that I've been very happy with. So hopefully I'll just be able to use this camera for, you know, a second camera source on my vlogs, and kind of up my game a little bit on the YouTube vlogs. You know, first impressions are pretty good though. You know, it seems pretty intuitive, pretty easy to use. Other than that mic adapter, I don't have any real complaints. You know, I really wish that Sony would upgrade their backpack to work with these newer cameras, and I could just, you know, use the Sony backpack to record the audio through my Sony 20S Bluetooth communicator and the microphone that I've got inside my helmet for that. Right now I've got two microphones inside my helmet, and you know, as I walked out the door today, I'm thinking, man, I've got a Bluetooth communicator and two cameras on this helmet. I don't think the Apollo astronauts cameras were this high tech. So I wish Sony would do that. I don't know if they will or not. Who knows? I'm going to be kind of interested to see what the video or what the audio quality is with this a microphone that I'm using. I guess it'll be a good comparison between the audio quality of the first part of this vlog on the GoPro Hero 7 and the audio quality on my last part of the vlog on my Sony Action Cam, because it's the very same microphone in the very same location, just plugged into two different cameras. But it's a omnidirectional stereo microphone. It's got the proper type of jack to provide the stereo sound. You have to be careful about the external microphones on this new GoPro Hero 7 to make sure it has the right type of jack so that you get the stereo sound. You just have to do your own research on that. It's something to do with the makeup of the 3.5mm jack that you plug it into. Now, one thing I like about the Sony camera is you just plug it directly in the camera. There is no adapter that you have to use, and that makes it a little bit more convenient. Alright, so I think you've had a good view of the Hero 7, and you know, it's not exactly a bright sunny day, but it's not bad. So you've had a good view of what the Hero 7 Black looks like. I'm going to find a place to pull over here. You know, swap over to my Sony Action Cam, change the microphone over, and head home with my Sony microphone, and we'll or with my Sony Action Cam, and we'll see what the you know, what the difference is, what the comparison is. Okay, I've switched over to my Sony Action Cam. You can probably tell the difference in the field of view coming from the top-mounted Hero Black 7 that I was recording in before to the side-mounted Sony. I'll tell you, it took me a long time to get this camera position and things worked out with the Sony with this mount on the side of my helmet. A lot of the first vlogs that I did had a huge portion of my helmet in the field of view, and I was able to finally figure out how to eliminate that. And very rarely now do you see my helmet come into view. But I think this is probably now a good comparison of the two cameras. You know, putting aside the field of the camera position, this is 1080p 60 frames per second, just like the GoPro footage was. So I think it's a pretty good comparison. And like I say, I'm very happy with my Sony camera. It's been pretty easy to use. I've gotten used to it. So I'm not replacing this camera with the GoPro Hero 7. The GoPro Hero 7 is going to be an additional camera for me. And I look forward to learning how to do that. I know Bronco Ride does a good job with multiple cameras, and some other guys do too, and I'm going to try it out. But there'll be a learning curve there, I'm sure. You know, the Sony camera that I've got, it's got a little bit lower profile than the GoPro. I mean, the GoPro's a small camera. This Sony is just a little skinnier. This Sony doesn't have the little screen that you can do the settings. You have to, press buttons, and the screen is much smaller. I mean, I've gotten used to it, but I would say the GoPro is a little more intuitive and a little easier to go through the settings in the Sony. But it's been a good camera, and I like it, and I'm going to continue using it. Also, kind of be interested to see what the sound difference here is with the two cameras. You know, it's the very same microphone, very same position in the helmet that I'm using. So any difference in the sound is strictly going to be camera related. And, you know, getting good audio quality on your videos is important. I mean, video quality is good. I know a lot of people concentrate on the picture quality and all those kind of things, but good audio quality is important too. And you know, there's occasionally when, for whatever reason, the microphone position inside the helmet gets a little off or gets caught in the wind maybe a little bit too much, and there's some wind noise. Sometimes there's none. It just varies from time to time. But I think I've done a pretty good job of getting that set, and I hope the sound on the Hero Black 7 is as good as what I've had on the Sony. Again, I really wish the Sena would upgrade their backpack so you could use it with this new one, and I could use, you know, I would get one of those and use that for my sound through my Sena Bluetooth communicator. Like I said, I think before, it'd be nice if GoPro just bought Sena and they put their heads together and came up with the best of both worlds. You know, if Sena would come out with a camera that would record 1080p 60 frames a second, I'd consider that. But right now, I don't think that you can get quite that good a quality resolution with the Sena camera. And I know they've got a helmet that's coming out that's got a camera built into it. I'll be interested to see what that's like. All right, I'm getting close to my neighborhood, headed back home. Hope you've enjoyed this quick little review of the Hero Black 7 and comparison with my Sony Action Cam. And as I use this GoPro Hero 7 more and more and kind of get used to it, I'll do a more detailed review of it in the future. Maybe a good comparison with the you know, with the Sony. And if anybody's out there looking to buy their first action camera, maybe it'll give you some good information. All right, glad to have a nice dry day to ride in. Heading back to the new house. This is George, your Rambling Man. Everybody ride safe.